This is where I'm at. You can see that I have £228,511 in the bank because I have spent a bit of money. Things I have spent money on. I've bought a little electric tractor and I've bought a small trailer. Articulated, very irritating. I've bought two augers. This picks stuff up off the ground and dumps it into this one, which dumps it into the top of this, which is the device for making animal protein for the pigs. This is minerals, and they're just piled up there, and they just get used. They'll just get absorbed by the machine as they are needed, so that's rather good. Water can be added from here, but the other stuff has to be added from the top. I'm adding some barley at the moment. I'm not going to add all the barley because if I throw too much barley on here, there'll be some left that can't be taken up to the top. And so that will mean I can't add the sugar beet, the chopped beets, which I need to add as well, assuming that this system will carry chopped beets. I haven't tested that. So I've bought that. The other thing that I've done is, I will just quickly whiz down to here to show you that I have set myself up with a little electric charging station for charging the tractor. I'm hoping it'll do lots of useful jobs around the place, who knows. And I've bought a petrol station, a fuel tank, and I'm just going to fill it with fuel, which I can sort of do automatically, like that. That is now full of fuel, and that'll be for refilling the tractor and tractors in due course. This thing I probably need to get rid of. The reason I've spent rather a lot of money is that I bought a telehandler that I then had to sell again. I've tried various experiments with different approaches, but hopefully this is going to be a successful approach. I can risk putting a little bit more barley in, but I don't want to put much. I'm going to put, let's say, that much, because I want it to all disappear. Now then, the tricksy bit here is I'm now going to go and tip this into my store, and then I'm going to buy some chopped sugar beet, and I'm going to chuck some chopped sugar beet into the machine. And then hopefully it will start producing animal protein for me. So this is the product. I'm turning it on. It doesn't have everything it needs yet, so it can't start doing anything. It says materials missing, so it's cut sugar beet that it's missing. And I'm going to estimate that it takes about 8,000 litres of cut sugar beet, which is what my trailer will hold. So hopefully I can fill this trailer with cut sugar beet and put it all into the feeder. And then it'll be able to start, because it's got barley, so it should be able to consume all of the cut sugar beet. That is my thinking. This little tractor doesn't make much noise because it's electric. Cut sugar beet is going to be sugar beet cut. There we go. About there. For me, there is a little bit of a lag between when I hear the sound of the menu and when I see it happen. I think that's because I'm now playing directly off the Xbox, but the sound is coming out of my computer software. That's why I've got these headphones back on again. For anyone who's fascinated by such matters. I've got to force an unload because it doesn't naturally want to unload here. And there goes the sugar beet up into the system. One can be pretty flexible about where it goes. I've put concrete down. I've made a concrete surface here because I thought it was a cleaner surface to pick sugar beet up from. And you can see that the conveyor belt is pretty generous, that I'm tipping it all the way over here, but it's nonetheless detecting it and dealing with it. And it is taking and taking and taking, and hopefully it will take all 8,000 litres. Bingo, it's taken the lot. And it's consuming it already. And we want it to store the protein because I want to be able to collect it in my little trailer. I mean, there's a tiny amount there. It might be funny just to take the little bit that's there and go and feed it to the blob. 12 litres. Tiny amount. Let's go and see. Can't even see it in the trailer. Let's go and see if it is welcomed over here. And the difficulty I have, well, one of many difficulties I have, is that that's so little protein, but it's a little bit, and that should encourage them to grow a bit. They're not eating because they're not growing, and they're not growing because they haven't got the right food to them. So it is going to take a while, I think, before I get these bars pointing in the right way. I put too much food in with not enough protein, and they're just simply not going to grow without the protein. So there's not much I can do about that, really. I'm going to take my little tractor back here. Now we know, because I've gone whizzing all the way back in time to August, and we're pretty certain that the corn isn't going to be ready to harvest until November. I think I will whiz forward through time by changing the speed at which time changes, like this, and instead of going for real time, let's go for 360 time and just whiz through the day until we get to, I don't know, 6 o'clock, something like that. And then we'll have a little look. We'll see how the pigs are. We'll see what the feed situation is. And then we might flip through to the next day. So I've speeded time up to 360 times its normal. And I'm now going to turn it back to real time again, which is how I'm most comfortable playing. Let's whiz over here, see what's happened. We've now produced 1,754 litres of protein, and it is beginning to consume some barley and some sugar beet. I think I will maybe top the barley and the sugar beet up a bit. I'm going to whip the little bit of feed that is there out, and I'm going to take it to my piggies, who may have eaten something. Oh look, that's actually a visible amount of stuff there. Probably more than I can get in, because they won't have eaten enough to leave that much space. But we'll try it anyway. let me tip something in, I expect. Yeah, but not very much, because, as we can see from the piggies, well, their health is improving, but their food is full. So they're 32% health. Is that more than it was before? It feels like it probably was. What I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to save the game, and then I'm going to whiz through to tomorrow. Am I going to do that? Yeah, I think I am. I was going to just top. I was just going to top up the food maker thingy, wasn't I? I wonder if this stores in my storage unit. It might not do. My store up thing here might not recognise it. Let's see what happens. Oh, yeah, it's happy to have that. So let's dump all of that into there. Then I'll take out the barley that was in here. I'll have that back. Go and tip that into the feeder. Just while I'm here, that is annoying me. So I will get rid of it. Pallet fork, we get rid of that. And Bell King. In fact, I'm not even going to bother trying to get a premium price for them. I shall just sell them straight from here. Sell. I mean, you know, that's £5,000. It's not to be sniffed at. What's up here? Yeah, so in my headphones, all the sounds are slightly out of sync with the game. I'll be very interested when I play this back a little bit later on to know whether the sounds are out of sync with you. It's easily remedied if they are, but it'd be nice if they weren't. Let's tip here, force an overload. Stop overloading, because is this full? Can it be? I can't be full. That's not full. I wonder why it's not filling up there. It's interesting. Oh, have I bumped into it or something? It seems to have moved. Ooh, did I bump into it? I don't remember bumping into it. But that is no longer pointing where it ought to be pointing. So something has moved. Right, well, fortunately this is a steerable thing. There we go. I would have thought that all of this available barley will disappear into the system. And then I might even be able to add a bit of sugar beet. Let's have a quick look. Processes, here we go. Barley's full. I could add some sugar beet. So let's do that. I'm very excited because I got my 5th follower today. Somebody with an unpronounceable username that looks like they've just slapped a bunch of random keys. But but still very exciting. I don't yet have nobody's made a comment while I've been streaming live, but quite possibly no one has seen me streaming live, which would account for why I've not had any comments. Now, how much do I want to take? I've got to be wary of taking. Well, I can take the lot, can't I? And then tip some and put the rest in store. That's what I'll do. But it won't be able to take it all because it will fill up, and then as soon as it looks like it's not taking it, I shall stop tipping it, because I don't want piles of it to accumulate here. As soon as that conveyor belt stops moving, I will know that it's taken its maximum amount that it can cope with. It's doing quite well at the moment. Surely the time is going to come when it can't take any more. And I don't want a great pile of sugar beet sitting here that prevents me from feeding anything else in. Oh well, I've completely miscalculated this, haven't I? Because there we go. Oh, I'm 1 litre short of it being full. Oh well, that's quite satisfactory. I like to put stuff away at the end of the day, but I can't reverse this trailer. Now, in real life, amazingly, I can reverse an articulated wagon. I'm not great at it, not as good as my father is. We used to pick up straw bales in an articulated wagon, so I can do it. But in the game, I just can't. I can't do it at all. So I'll chuck that under there. Everything is running happily. Just check on the piggy wiggies. They're full of food, so there's nothing I can do about that. But we are going to whiz through to the next day. And slowly but surely I'll be able to add more protein. They will grow faster, they will eat more. I love that. That relates to that rather than to my house. Do I do a save? Well, I think I probably do a save because I am exceptionally cautious. Ridiculously so. Of course, if I've messed up, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, soon enough, yeah. So it's going to be September tomorrow. And we're not going to be able to cut any corn until November. So we shall try and whiz through these next couple of days. Let's see what the situation is here on the food front. Ooh. So we've got lots of protein for animals. Interesting that the barley's gone down, but the cut sugar beet hasn't. I wonder whether there is cut sugar beet here that I can't see or something, or ting and ting. Now then, minerals have gone down, so we need to go and get more minerals, and we'll do that with this. That's the first thing we'll do. We'll go and have a look at the pigs, and then we will go and buy lots more minerals, which I can pick up by hand and put on the back of this. I was using a telehandler, and as you can imagine, just doing it so badly. I mean, extraordinary performance. But picking them up, plonking them on there by hand, you know, it looks awful, but it's not as bad as all that. Hello, little piggies. You're all thrashing around. So, Animal health is 100%. Yo! Food has only gone down a tiny bit. They've produced some slurry. They're looking all right. That's amazing. So that's all down to the fact that this time I managed to give them a bit of protein. I need to give them a load more protein, as much protein as they will take. So I will quickly go and grab some protein from the store. And I'll only be able to put a little bit in there, and then the rest I shall put in my own private stores. But it'll probably be enough, won't it? It's interesting that I'm not... Oh, have I switched the menu off? Eh, that's clever. I must have done that when I was down here, inadvertently. Switched menus off, which I probably wouldn't have wanted to do. Help window on, I think. I know it's a bit boring for people who are watching it. Yeah, there we go. But it just, at the moment, helps me just remember what I'm doing. Mostly it'll become instinctive, I'm sure, after I've been playing for a while. But just for the time being, I can keep my little menus on there. I've got various tools that do various things. I will forget. Because I've only got a few little buttons in front of me, because I'm just using an Xbox controller. So, tippity tip. That is all it's taking. Because, there we go, that's all it'll take. So this is going to be a slow old process. I'm going to just go and tip this. One little thing I might do is change the tipping from just being through that little grain door, which is very narrow, to being the whole back door swinging open, because it unloads a bit more quickly that way. Any second now, it will open. Come on. There we go. Boosh. And that will unload more quickly, I'm going to say. Don't know if it does, but it should do. That is time. All good. I'm going to quickly, I'm going to go to my little workshop here, and I'm going to reconfigure this trailer as a bale trailer. I am going to turn it into a bale trailer. Those are the options. It's all good. Doesn't cost anything to customise that, which is good. Although I will need to reattach. There's got tension belts, that's excellent, because I'm going to chuck some pallets of minerals onto the back. And I'm going to buy quite a few pallets of minerals, because that seems to me to make sense. To keep the protein maker full. It has to be said, I've now got more protein than I know what to do with. But once we get onto an even keel, and we start to consume some of that food with the lovely big healthy piggies, then I'll be able to level it all out. Right, let's whip into the shop. And I'm going to buy pallets of, and gosh, it's a long old way across, isn't it? anyone remember roughly where it is? I reckon it's about here somewhere. It's after that sunflower. There it is. So look, I'm going to try and remember that the little marker, the marker that shows how far you are across, is directly underneath the join of the third and fourth image, so that I can buy lots of these. I'm going to buy loads. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Now then, where are they all? Oh, they're all over the place, because now the big question is whether I can, in fact, put them onto the back of this trailer, which I'm hoping I can. Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? So, I mean, when I say interesting, that's catastrophic. It will be interesting to see what kind of a mess I make of this relatively simple task. For mess I shall make. That of that we can be quite certain. God, I bought a lot of it, didn't I? That should keep me going for a while. The problem with not being able to find any minerals for ages, and I then find them. Of course, I can't help but just go mad for them. Just relax, don't get carried away. You're doing fine. These are the sorts of inspiring words I say to myself to get me through the day. We should all have inspiring words to say to ourselves to get us through the day. Every day. Michael Crawford used to say, who played a character called Frank Spencer, said, in every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. Which, given that he was in a comedy program, was mostly not true. And it was a good sentiment. We need to look after our well-being. Now then, I wonder, what about fastening tension belts so that those ones don't move before I put the next lot on? Is that a clever idea? And if I put the next lot on over the top, ones underneath can't move, except for that one, of course, which isn't properly attached to anything. Oh, for goodness sake. It's a simple task. Oh, there we go. Well, it's flat now. I wonder, possibly when I was clicking, let's have more and more and more. Somebody out there was thinking, don't do that. It's just going to end in disaster. They would have been right. Quality. I've only got 4 more to get on. Do I think I can get this one on here somewhere? Yeah. Why not? Oh, that's why not. Okay, let's just quickly do tension belt, unfasten and then refasten, unfasten then refasten. all good. Then they can't move, in theory. So I can just chuck this up on top. If I can get up there. Oh, it's fallen off the back. That's very disagreeable. Let's try. Lovely. I wonder whether we could unfasten that tension belt. And I could keep up onto here and just tidy this up a bit. Don't quite know where I am. Can't pick that one up. Oh, is that because this tension belt is somehow holding it in place? It's quite possible. Yes, that's what I thought. Come on. There we go. That's better. Tension belt. Only got 3 more. Only got 3 more to get on there. Blimey. I mean, really. It's not great, is it? You know, professional farmer. Not a professional gamer, in fairness. That is a joyous thing. Might do the old tension belt trick there. I'm feeling a little bit more confident about life in general, but specifically about getting these fellas on there. Oh, I mean, just a joy. Bing, bing. Those ones are not yet, so I better. So, where can I? That's a space where it could go. This last one. Oop. Overconfidence there. Don't quite know what happened. Yes. Well. Oh! Did it not drop off? It's caught itself there. This is great. Right, let's redo all these belts. Bing, bing. Bing, bing. Bing, yeah, no, bing. Bing, bing. Bing, bing. 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 There we go. Look at that. How beautifully stacked is that? Is that everybody? I think it is. Oh, I mean, saw that going down the road, you'd be phoning the Rozzers pretty quick. Oh, let's not run the little man over, particularly not as I was just about to have the Rozzers called on me. we will whip home. This thing has a top speed of 26 miles an hour, which is probably fast enough given how bad I am at driving. I'll whip down here. Now it's going to need to be unloaded because I'm going to need this to add other things to the but I'm just going to chuck them all. I'm just going to chuck them all in the corner here. Oh, well, I won't say that. Where I can come and help myself to them at any point. And I'll take a couple over. Oh, there's one on the floor. I haven't spotted that. Lovely. And oh, there we go. Bing bing, quality stuff. How many have we got left up here? A few. Ooh, I've got two at once. If I hadn't walked into that pillar, could have done an impressive thing there. It's often the case that if you don't walk into a pillar or a propeller, things go better for you. I reckon that's 3 left, so I will get back on board and fasten all tension belts to get me over here, and then I'm going to put these in a little pile just where it can help itself to them as it needs them. You can see that the ones that were there earlier have been slowly reduced. And it just grabs them as it needs them, which is very nice. That should be. Now that is interesting. That was a little physics glitch. I do think the physics in SF22 can be, for goodness sake, can be a little bit ropey at times. I mean, I'm not necessarily the person to talk about this, because I clearly struggle with all my wires. I want to stack these neatly. That's what I want. Whether it's going to happen or not. You see, why am I up there? Don't know. I'm trying to. Oh, it's because there's a thing in the way. I'm trying to stack these neatly. I mean, part of it is that the sensitivity of the controls is not right. I've never really understood how to tweak the controls on my Xbox, so that they're about right for me. There we go. Beautifully, immaculately stacked. Now then, that was all quite stressful. Piggies are all fine. There's plenty of stuff in there It's going to run out of water before it runs out of anything else, probably. But so it uses 0.4 of barley, 0.7 of sugar beet, 0.1 of minerals, and 0.2 of water. So the cut sugar beet is the thing that it ought to use up the most. That's all great. I am going to whip this back down here and put the sides back on, because that is probably the next thing that's going to be needed in October. I'm going to leap forward another month. That's interesting. I can't seem to find... there we go. Couldn't find the trigger for that. There we go. I'm going to pop the trailer in this shed. Then I am going to whiz forward a month. Just check on the piggy wiggies one last time. They are okay for water, they're okay for straw, they're okay for food. 100% health, 100% health. There's not much more I can do. I suppose I could... It is only 8 o'clock in the morning, so I could whiz through to the end of the day and top their food up. Because otherwise it's a long time between now and tomorrow morning. Well, of course it's a month's time, but it's tomorrow morning in the game. It's a month. See that? Slowly being consumed. Piggy's all just moving at a normal speed, even though time is really travelling very quickly. Thought there might be something the other side of here. Just, oh, it's a faint glow of that. Animals 40, health 100%, food, slurry, water, straw. Let's keep going until, let's say 6 o'clock. Oh, we're going to get some rain. It does feel like rain. That's a bit sad. That's September, I suppose, not unreasonable that it might rain. It's 5 o'clock. When we get to 6 o'clock, I shall go back to regular time, and I shall top everything up and then whiz through to the next day. So, production's going to need a bit more water, a bit more barley, a bit more sugar beet. There is room for a little bit more protein, so I will empty out the animal protein maker. It's protein for animals, it's not protein from animals. And I shall give the very tiny amount that it will take to the piglingtons. pigling toads. It's only 40 pigs in there, and this thing takes 130. But as you increase the population of pigs, it increases the capacity for taking food and stuff. So it'll pause, then the gate will suddenly swing open, and suddenly it'll close. Thump, like that. Because we are now maximum protein that I can give them. Water's fine, straw's fine. I'm going to go and put this in my store. I'm suddenly going to have more of this stuff than I know what to do with. Never mind. In fact, I've got so much of it that I'm not even going to bother topping up the machine tonight. I'm going to do it, as it were, tomorrow or in October. Because it doesn't matter if the process stops. In fact, it's quite good if it runs out of one thing, because then I can do a complete fill of one thing and then top up the others. I expect the water will be the limiting factor. It's okay if the process stops. I'm going to park up beside the house, and I'm going to nip into the house. Am I going to hit save before I do? That would be consistent with my idiom. And, you know, nothing if not consistent with my idiom. 8 o'clock seems soon enough. I'm just going to check what the time is here. The time here is 7 o'clock. I don't know how long I've been streaming for. 47 minutes. It's good when you work out how the technology works. Right, it's October. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Oh, and I left the tractor on for a month, but it hasn't really run the battery down very much, so that's a good thing. I'm going to grab what proteinaceous food there is. I expect this process will have stopped because it will have run out of stuff, but it made some before it stopped, and I will go and give as much as they will take of that to the piggies. Door will suddenly flap open and then flap shut. Flap. Ooh, took quite a lot. Slowly eating away at the materials. The health of the fish, the health of the fish, health of the pigs is good. The value of the pigs has gone up considerably since I bought them, which is very pleasing. The processes here have stopped much as we predicted they would. There's no shortage of minerals because I've stacked those minerals up. But we need to top up the water. I think I didn't empty the water tank, so the water there'll be enough water in the water tank. I'm just going to tip this little bit of protein for animals away. And I'm going to grab water. And it's quite quiet though. Out it comes. Whoosh. I love the little engine noises, the noise of the hydraulics. Oh, that's a noise that I really remember. That thumping sound. We had quite small tractors on the farm when I was tractors and trailers on the farm when I was a boy, sort of 4-ton trailer, that sort of thing, and they just made exactly that noise. Am I going to be strong enough to pull the water just about. There's the answer to that. I might buy some more pigs, because I'm sort of thinking if I had more of them. Oh yeah, okay. Just got to think about how to do this. Now look here, interesting. Stuff has moved. Was that me? Did I bump into it when I was... I expect that was me when I was putting the minerals down there. Oh, it's already happy for overloading with water. So that is now full of water. I'm going to put this back. Job number one. First of all, just going to have a little look. So there's no point overfilling with any of this stuff. I think I'm going to let it run until either barley or sugar beet has run out. It should be sugar beet that runs out. Then I'll completely refill the sugar beet and top up the barley. That's my thinking. I'm going to hop out here. And we are a muddle, aren't we? My goodness gracious me. So this little thing is a self-propelled device. And it has become discombobulated. That looks good. The only issue is that it's a long way away from that. So maybe I should try to organise myself so that I am just aligned with that. One of the things that was frowned upon when I was a young farmer's son was smashing the machines up by bashing them into each other. The fact that it doesn't really matter in this game does make a bit of a difference. Right, I'm going to settle for that, turn that off and leap out, and then I'm just going to tweak my alignment of this thing. A touch, but not massively. Good. That's all looking very satisfactory. There's enough minerals. I might go and grab one more box of minerals. And when I place it, I need to be careful not to bump the conveyors. So let's slow down and let's be under control. That's all looking nice. And I pop this here without causing havoc. I think I probably can. Active production running. Minerals are constantly being consumed and being replaced. Well, that's all good. My pigs are fine, but we thought we might buy some more. I've got 40. If I bought another 40, baby ones again. 20 of these. Let's buy them. Ka-ching. And some of these guys. And oh, that looks quite painful, I have to say. I mean, you don't look like you're suffering. But, I mean, oh, it's killed you. Or maybe you're just falling over to have a little bit of a rest. Eventually you're going to be outside the pen, and then you will be a dilemma for me. Anyway, let's now have a little look at the animal situation. So there are a lot more of them, but there's plenty of water, there's plenty of food, there's plenty of straw, and hopefully by tomorrow they'll all be having 100% health. So I'm going to go down, save, and then I'm going to move to November. And I'm going to move to November now. Gosh, it's only 11 minutes past 8. Shall I do the thing that I've done before, which is to whiz through till 6 o'clock and then move to November? It does seem to be a sensible approach. Time is roaring away. 360. Oh, of course, the exciting thing is this will run out of something. It's not running out of barley or sugar beet particularly. Sugar beet, I guess, is the thing that will run out first. Watch it being consumed. I reckon. Yeah. Sugar beet will run out, and then the process will stop, and that's the point at which I can put a full load of sugar beet back in. 8,000 litres, I think, is what it takes, which is what my trailer does. So we go down, it's only 2:30. We'll stop accelerating time when we've run out of sugar beet. That'll be the trick, which is going to be soon. Sugar beet's about to run out. When sugar beet runs out, the process will stop. Litres, 160, 140, 120, 100 litres left. Bosh. Materials missing. Process has stopped. That's excellent. Let's go back to normal time. And it's 20 past 7 in the evening. So it's beautifully timed. So what I'm going to do, has this all moved? Yeah, this is all moved. I don't quite know what's going on here, but never mind. I'm just going to realign myself. There we go. Sorry, that was a little bit of silence while I was concentrating on what I was doing. Let's grab 8,000 litres of cut sugar beet and change the tip side so that it's the grain door, so that we don't tip it too quickly, and then we will slowly fill the unit up. Just driving over my crop, very unprofessional, but I have crop damage turned off, and I can tip hopefully all of this. I have to force the tipping because I'll just stop that because for some reason it's not filling up, which probably means maybe the conveyor belt is not turned on. Go. If I stop the engine, does it stop? So I need to keep the engine in this running. So tipping and filling all simultaneously. Let me have a little look at our process. Barley is pretty low, sugar beet is topping up. We'll need to do a bit of barley after this, I guess. We could just leave it to run until the next month, because we have got more than enough of this feed now for the piglingtons. And you can see that my money is slowly eking away. I'm down to just £199,000 in the bank, which I'm not worried about, because I know that I'm going to leave this to run out of barley and then to stop. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the remaining feed. I'm going to give as much as I can to my piggies. Actually, they won't take much. Usual rules. Oof, it's a steep old slope to go on there. It won't take a huge amount, but slowly but surely we're starting to redress the balance with the piglingtons. There we go, they've got plenty. What is the health state? All creatures are very healthy, which is nice. They've got enough water, they've got enough straw, they've got enough food. I might just leave that there and whiz home. I'm going to save, I'm going to whiz home, I'm going to go to November, and then I'm going to stop, because it's about time I had something to eat, because it is, how long have we been going? We've been going for an hour, which I realise by Twitch standards is not very long, but by my ability to stay awake, it's a very long time. So, save game. Boink. Save game. And whiz through to tomorrow. Tomorrow, I love you tomorrow. You're only a day away. Ooh, a little bit of rain. Let's hope the weather is good, because I've got to harvest. I've got to harvest my 2 fields of corn. This is the wheat, and that is growing, and that is looking lovely. And this is the corn. It's as high as an elephant's eye, and it is perfect, and it's ready to harvest. The yield potential is 100%, which is a bit disappointing, because yield potential over here is going to be more than 100%, 123%. So there were some steps, some mulching and some ploughing and various things that were missed out. Anyway, I am going to lease a combine in order to combine that. I'm going to have a quick check-in on the piggies. Piggies have got room for some more protein, so we'll quickly give them a little bit more protein. And slowly but surely they will eat that. And we'll get these little lines all straightened out, 10%, 25%, 65%. It's going all right. I think it's going all right. I'm going to save again because I'm about to finish, which I can do by pressing a single button on my Stream Deck because I am well cool.